Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of SaltToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about why you need to stop asking God to prosper you if you refuse to take massive action. An oft quoted passage of scripture in Joshua chapter 1 is Joshua chapter 1 verses 7 and 8, and it says this: "Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left hand, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." Now, there's a couple of very important things here that are missed by most people. People take this as if it's just some suggestion. Oh, meditate on the law, meditate on the word day and night. But it's just some abstract thing, not really what you're supposed to do. This is what Philippians 4:8 really entails, is you focus on the good. You focus on things that are lovely and of good report. You meditate on that therein day and night. You don't meditate on the world, the news, the propaganda in the media, or whatever. You meditate on God's law, and His law that brings all the goodness to you. But even beyond that, it doesn't say God will make you prosperous. Of course He does, but He gives you the tools, and it says, "Then thou shalt make thy way prosperous." You're making your way prosperous. Why? Because you're meditating therein day and night in the law. But you make your way prosperous. That means you have to take action. God gives you every step of the way the tools and abilities and skills you need, or shows you the way to get them. But it's up to you to take action. And that is where most people stop the prosperity process. They go and they talk about it, they pray and they beg and they whine and they plead to God to prosper them, and then they don't do anything. They sit back and relax. They're just hoping that an angel's going to float down from heaven and have their blessing and prosperity on a beautiful white pillow and hand it to them as a gift. They never have to act, never have to do anything. They can just lay around. That's not the way it works. God's never rewarded indolence. Every single aspect of His creation is designed that there has to be an action for there to be a reaction. If you want prosperity, you have to do some things to get that prosperity working. You have to walk by faith, not by sight. Your faith, which also works. It says your faith worketh by love. Your faith has works. You can't have dead faith or faith alone. Faith without works is dead. That's what the scripture says. It's dead being alone. Useless. That's what most people are walking around with. They've mentally assented to some truth that's good, but it hasn't become a part of who they are. They haven't truly repented and believed the gospel. They just believed a part of it, mainly some escape from hellfire clause. But are they implementing and living the way Jesus wants them to live? Are they living like their Father in heaven? Not in the least. And that's why they don't have good success. That's why they don't have prosperity. It is never God's fault. He's not the one limiting you. He's not saying, oh, you can't have that. You can't have enough. You can't. No. He is freely giving you, liberally giving you the blessings you need, but you must act. If you just sit back and do nothing, nothing will happen, and it's not a thing to do with God didn't answer my prayer. God didn't hear me. It must not be God's will. No, it is His will. But it's also His will that you act, that you take massive action. You don't just sit around. Now, some people will say, rightfully so, well, I don't feel like I know what to do exactly. What am I supposed to do? There is something you know deep down in your heart to do. And it could be something very simple. I've given this illustration many times, but there are people who I've coached and they'll say something to the effect of, well, I don't know, but I feel like I should call my friend from college. But I don't know why. I don't really want to talk to him. And we had a falling out, and we'll do that. And that may seem like the simplest, least amount of action, but they do that. They find out that person's starting a new business. They come alongside them as a partner, and that leads to their great prosperity. But if they didn't take that one little action, they just sat back waiting for God to bless them, waiting for God to prosper them, and that still small voice was saying, do this one thing. It's going to lead to a lot of other actions as well, but at least do that one thing. One of the beauties of this, because people act like, well, I don't know exactly what to do. One of the beauties of it is it's something simple, and it's one thing. God's not blasting you with 55 things to do at one time where you're confused and you don't know where to start. It'll be just something simple. But you do it, and it leads to other things you need to do. And you just go from there, being led by the Spirit. And you'll be led into all truth, and you'll do the right things. You'll make the right choices, and you will prosper. And you, my friend, will make your way prosperous. And you will have good success. But you can't do that if you're just merely praying with refusing to take action, refusing to work and do the works required to get the prosperity that you really claim to want. If you do want that prosperity, then you have to work, because your faith works by love. Your faith is not a dead faith. Your faith is not a faith that is alone. It's a faith that works. It's a faith that's active. It's a faith that's living and producing good results, because your faith is in God and you act based on that faith in God, and you get the glorious blessing of God in every area of your life. And it's really that simple. You should be living that glorious life, that blessed life, but you have to act. This is not me telling you to not pray. To the contrary, you do pray, but you pray truly faith-filled prayers and then back that up by works, by your action. And then, my friend, you will make your way prosperous and you will have good success. I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.